Hello everyone, Swizzle here, pleased to be back bringing you some Hearthstone action today. We are going to get to the games here in just a minute, but I did want to review the deck that I'm going to be playing for you today. As you can see, we'll be playing a Paladin deck with a relatively high curve. Basically the plan for this deck is to do whatever we can to survive until turns 4 and 5, and then start dropping creatures and problems that our opponents are going to have to usually spend 2 cards to get rid of. The card choices are pretty self-explanatory here. I'm just going to kind of quickly go through them for you, and just want to remind everybody you can go ahead and pause this video and take a look at this deck list for as long as you would like, and of course I would love to hear any comments that you may have about it. That being said, let's jump right into the games here. And as I said, this is a rather late game deck, but we are certainly capable of getting some fast draws and punishing our opponent's poor draws as well. And we're going to be playing another Paladin today, so this I take to be good news. Most Paladin decks out there are going to be faster than the deck that I'm playing, but we are equipped to deal with problems like this. We have a lot of things that give us life back, as well as a pretty good suite of removal, and we've got a pretty good mixture here in our opening hand.
The victory is
Okay, well, some victories are easier than others. I guess that's how it goes sometimes when you're living the dream at rank 19 like I am. Let's get back into another game. Alright, once again, we're facing off against Paladin here. This time we're going to opt to send that entire hand back and hopefully get some early game critters. Not too bad. We've got Leper Gnome to get us started here, and a dude if we can't draw anything better. There's Argent Protector. What else can we ask for? And our opponent has to deal with the Leper Gnome. See what Pikachu has for us. Nothing on turn 1. Sounds good to me. We'll go ahead and make a guy and put him down to 28.
reporting for duty.
Our opponent apparently has a little bit of a slow draw himself. We are absolutely going to be content to trade guys here and continue to smack him around with our Leper Gnome.
Reporting for duty.
See what he's coining out here. 4-drop. And it's Chillwind Yeti. As you can see, we have a Blessing of Kings that is going to be able to pretty easily take care of that. Go ahead and get him for 2 more, and we're hoping to dodge a Consecration here. Hopefully our opponent does not have Consecration to wipe our board. Instead, he's going to use a card to reduce our guy's attack back down to 1, and we'll be trading with that.
To battle.
So this is what makes Leper Gnome just that damn good. Sitting here doing work as I've hit him with him 4 separate times, and he's down to 22 just because of that. Throw out a super annoying Sludge Belcher here and see how he's going to deal with it.
Pass me that arc light spanner.
Sludge Belcher, one of those new cards from Nax that is just so good. I mean, even if they silence it, they still have to deal with the 3/5 body, and they probably feel like they end up using a card and a half to get rid of it, let alone if it actually does runs its full course here. I just take a minute to consider what I'm actually going to cast, and at this point I am leaning towards throwing down True Silver Champion and just pushing for the victory here.
Reporting for duty.
With our opponent already down to 13, I don't really feel the need to commit additional resources to the board. We're just going to bludgeon him down as fast as we can. He's got more problems than he knows what to deal with right now. And he does have the silence. For our Sludge Belcher, it's a little bit too late, as he still has to deal with the 3/5 body. And between our True Silver Champion and the Avenging Wrath in our hand, it's probably going to be enough to finish this game off. He's going to waste a spell killing our 1/1.
That was a mistake. For justice.
Yeah, that was a mistake. Sorry about that, buddy. And here's Avenging Wrath, which should kill him. This is my favorite card to cast in the entire game. Wham, 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 wham. It just not get any better than that. Couple of quick victories here. I'm advertising this as a control deck, but if I keep winning games in 3 minutes or less, or before turn 8, maybe I'll have to change that up. I refer to it as a deck that is full of comically large things that we don't need to cast because we win before we need to.
I will fight with honor.
Another pretty solid draw here. We've already got our Leper Gnome. And I'm going to choose to send back that Blessing of Kings and really get a Chillwind Yeti that's no better. That way we'll have the option of accelerating into Hammer of Wrath or Chillwind Yeti on our turn 3 play. Down comes Leper Gnome. Obviously I don't record games which I do not start with a Leper Gnome in my hand. Let's see what our Druid opponent Avalok is able to come up with on turn 2 here. Pretty much as you'd expect. Gonna take out the Leper Gnome. And we are just fine with that. You know, he's at 27. This is basically the least the Leper Gnome can do. And we're perfectly happy here if our opponent uses that hero ability and kills our 1/1, because we just want to get to the late game anyway. Kind of an underwhelming River Crocolisk there on turn 3. So we're going to show him what a real creature looks like. This is a Chillwind Yeti. Looks like he's thinking about it. Here comes Fairy Dragon. And our opponent appears to be trying to race us. I really don't see a reason to not go ahead and throw Blessing of Kings on our Chillwind Yeti and say, we will take that bet, do your worst. And he's pretty much hoping that he's got a silence effect here, because that 8/9 is probably pretty terrifying at this moment. And my guess is that he does not have an answer, as he's thinking about it for a little too long here. Sure, there's a Wrath. We'll consider that a trade for the Blessing of Kings. Second Wrath, there's a trade for the Chillwind Yeti, and we've already hit him for 8. There goes a Fairy Dragon, which is hard to remove. And suddenly we're in great shape. We already know he really doesn't have anything to deal with the Chillwind Yeti. He just burned through a bunch of his removal, so out comes Chillwind Yeti number 2. And he throws down Ancient Watcher. He'll most likely, he's going to say, be looking to silence that or play a Defender of Argus, and there is the Defender of Argus. Wow, that is quite unfair. And I believe that I'm just going to go ahead and take the same course of action here. Blessing of Kings up, our Chillwind Yeti, and this is an excellent time to play Argent Protector to protect him from this Ancient Watcher, if you will. No problems trading that Divine Shield for his massive taunt creature. And we're back to square one. He's pretty much SOL if he doesn't have a silence effect here, because he's not going to have 2 more Rats.
I wonder.
Alright, Savage Roar plus a swipe is going to be enough to get rid of that Chillwind Yeti, I would bet, but he is going to trade both of his creatures to do it and give up. Yeah, that game was just not going to work out for him, so I do not blame him. Alright, we've got 4 out of 5 here, so let's try and get another win. So we have been fortunate to have some pretty good draws here. Obviously, starting with the Leopardome just about every game is an excellent thing to do, and I highly recommend it. Alright, here we go. This should be a little bit more of a challenging match,
I will fight with
as Hunters can do some unfair things, and his deck should be a little bit faster than the ones that we've seen in the last few games here. Gonna go ahead and keep our Aldor Peacekeeper to remove the first unfair thing that he plays, or reduce its attack to 1, as well as the True Silver Champion to kind of clean the board up a little bit here, and this will certainly be a little bit slower game than we've had the last few. For us, and hopefully for him as well. As our opponent presumably decides whether to play his 2-drop or shoot us in the face for 2. I wonder as well. At this point we are planning on just making a dude on our turn. Let's see what he has here. It's Loot Hoarder. And that is no problem. We are hoping to trade that Loot Hoarder for a little 1/1 guy here.
Mind if I roll need?
Yeah, not terribly concerned with the second Loot Hoarder here.
to battle.
Just deciding what the best course of action is. And I believe that we are going to make the somewhat rare play of playing this Aldor Peacekeeper a little early, just to get the 3/3 body down there, as it is completely inconsequential that we've changed the Loot Hoarder's attack to 1. Every time a hunter plays a secret against me, I think it's explosive trap, and it really sucks when it's snake trap. Yep, changing our Aldor Peacekeeper's health to 1, giving us that extra card that he really didn't have to. We are gonna be surprised by snake trap. No problem. And I'm sorry, I mentioned snake trap was probably coming, but I'm just deciding what we're gonna do. And I think that we are gonna go ahead and coin out our Stalag. See if we can draw a deadly shot out of him, or perhaps he'll use some other removal to kill it. Yep, we can't wait to get our consecration or whatever we can do to kill that scavenging hyena, because we could be in deep shit very soon. And unfortunately, I believe that we are going to be taking that to the face when we play our True Silver Champion here, but we absolutely have to get rid of that, so that is what we're going to do. And we'll see what we can do to stabilize next turn. We do have Avenging Wrath in our hand, which is a pretty good means to clear the board, but he's going to get some help. Alright, and we can attack with our weapon. We do have Consecration, we do have Avenging Wrath. And I think we're going to go ahead and try to clear the board here by killing his 2/4 that buffs the rest of his minions, and then unleashing Avenging Wrath. So with any luck at all, we're going to get all 3 of these creatures. Kind of lucky to get that Flesh Eater, but that's what I thought was going to happen. We are down to 10, but this is really where some of our life gain starts to help us, as he probably thinks that he can just kill us in 5 turns here, and if he doesn't have a good amount of things to follow this up, we will hopefully still be able to race him. Simple but effective. Here comes 6 more life. And I don't think he has that deadly shot. He had to play that 4/4 for nothing. Not a great move. We're still definitely in the danger zone here, being at 14 against a deck like this. And he's gonna 2 for 1, get that card, no problem. Alright, and I'm thinking it's probably gonna be Chillwind Yeti plus Hammer of Wrath here. I guess I could play the Hammer of Wrath to draw the card first, but no worries. Holy Light's gonna put us up near 20. And I assume he'll do some damage to me. But he has nothing else. Wow, I really expected him to continue to bring the heat here. As I see what the best way to spend all of our mana is going to be. And I think we're going to go ahead and make sure that we get healed up so he's not able to burst us down. Looking at the rest of our options here. And I think with a creature-based deck like the one he's got, we're going to throw out a Sludge Belcher. Make a guy and pass it back to him. Now at this point of the game, you saw us getting beat down really early. Things have really evened out. We're at 5 cards to 5 cards, you know, but I've got 3 creatures out, and now he's down to 4, 3 cards. Sea Giant does pose a problem for us. However, I believe with our removal, we are going to be able to deal with this just fine. And I'm thinking it might be double Consecration and Argent Protector to bubble up Chillwind Yeti. Show you what that looks like here.
To battle!
Okay, and this is gonna be another snake trap. So, I was just thinking that it would have made more sense to hammer a Wrath in, but expecting a snake trap here. The second Consecration is gonna finish him. Yep, here they come. This is gonna do him no good.
I must move quickly.
And Consecration wipes his board. We're gonna get in for 3 more damage.
Thank you.
Always appreciate the good sportsmanship there of our opponent, Grease Monkey, and everybody else that plays this game. Deadly shot. That is unlucky for him.
Well fought.
However, that is gonna pretty much do it. Alright, well, I do want to thank everybody for watching here and remind you to go ahead and subscribe to our Twitter channel, which is SVillainGaming at Twitter, at SVillainGaming. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel as well, SuperVillainGaming at youtube.com. Once again, I do want to thank everybody for watching. This is Swizzle, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.